जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हैं आप? ठीक हैं, मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ आप खैरियत से होंगे। तो मैं आज आपके साथ एक आइल्स स्पीकिंग टेस्ट शेयर करने जा रहा हूँ जो कि बहुत ही अहम है। तो आइए आइए बगैर वक्त ज़ाया किए से शुरू करते हैं। सो व्हाट इज़ योर फुल नेम? माय फुल नेम इज़ जमीलुर रहमान। कैन आई सी योर आईडी? श्योर, हियर इज़ माय आईडी कार्ड। और ऑफ कोर्स हियर इज़ माय आईडी। वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम? आई एम फ्रॉम गुजरहान, which is one of the big tehsils of Pakistan, and it is tehsil of district Rawalpindi, and it is a very beautiful place. Where do you live now? I live in Gujarhan. As I already told you, it is famous for so many beautiful places. So many beautiful places are here, like the parks, the hilly areas. The people of Gujarhan are very loving and caring. Describe the amenities around your place. There are so many amenities around my place, like electricity, proper roads, well paved roads, schools, colleges, health centers, and I would say that it is one of the best places to live. Do you dress differently on weekends and on weekdays? Yes, I dress differently on weekdays because on weekdays, as I mostly go to my office, so I wear formal dresses. But on the other hand, on the weekend, as the weekend is Saturday and Sunday here, so I mostly wear casual dresses on my weekends as I don't have to go to the office. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is sky blue color. It is so beautiful color. It suits my personality. So whenever I buy clothes, I buy the clothes of sky blue color. Do you think it will change as you grow older? Yes, maybe. As a person's choice of colors most often changes when he grows old. So it may be the case with me, and most probably I may like the white color more when I grow old, as white color is mostly liked by the mature people. Do you think, okay, sorry, do Pakistani people use body language? Yes, most of the Pakistanis they use body language. So whenever they speak something, whenever they show their expression, they often show their expression by using body language, like nodding their head, by shrugging their shoulder, and also sometimes they also use their other parts of body, like they may use their hands, they may point to the things with their fingers. Can we communicate without words? Yes, it is very much possible for us that we can communicate without words. So, especially when we have to talk about the hearing impaired people who are dumb and deaf. So mostly we use body language. We mostly communicate with them without words. So we use our hands. Is there any particular form of body language that you find offensive? Yes, especially when someone raises fingers at me, and I think it really irritates me, and it really annoys me, and it really becomes so offensive to me. So I dislike it. Do impatient people get their way? वो कहता है कि क्या ये जो बेसब्रे लोग होते हैं, क्या ये भी अपनी ज़िंदगी गुजार लेते हैं या अपना रास्ता खुद तलाश कर लेते हैं? Yes, in some cases they do, but in most cases, we generally observe impatient people find difficulty in finding their ways or getting their ways. Most often, they become impatient very soon. They may make decision so suddenly that sometimes it may not prove to be so useful to them, so fruitful to them. So most often they find difficulty in getting their way. As patience, as we know that patience really pays in the long run. So the impatient don't have the temperament to wait for such a time. So most often they fail in their achievement. They cannot get their goal. Is it possible to be too nice? I think being too nice and being too bad, I think it may not be possible for a person to be too nice naturally, as it is related to human instinct. And human instinct is a kind of inbuilt quality. It is human instinct to be too nice or to be too bad. But there may be some people who may be fabricating that they are, or they may be showing off to someone. They may be hypocrites. They may show hypocrisy that they are too nice to someone, but inwardly they may not be. So, it may not be possible for the person to be too nice or to be too bad until or unless he is instinctively so. So, that is the end of part 1 or interview section. So, now we go to IELTS part 2, which is a cue card and in which you have to make a speech for 1 to 2 minutes. And you are given 1 minute to write down the hints. You may write down the hints on your copybook as you are given pen and paper, and then you are given 1 minute to write down the points as you wish to. So, as I am going to talk about straight away, so I'm not going to write down the hints here, as I am going to teach you. So, the topic is describe a situation when you had to be nice with someone you dislike. Please say, who is this person? Why don't you like him or her? Why you still have to be nice to him or her? So, in our lives, most often we come across, or maybe many times in our lives, we come across the people who we have to be nice, even we don't like them, because we don't want to be like them. If they are bad, we don't want to be like them, to be bad with them. So, but here I am going to share you one of such instances. So a week ago, I happened to deposit my electricity bill. So I was in a queue. So I was I was in a queue for the last 30 minutes. So suddenly a person came and he really violated the norms, violated the regulations, and he bypassed all of us, and he tried to deposit his electricity bill before us. So I really disliked him, and still I have to be polite with him. And I asked him very patiently, very politely, that Mister, you shouldn't do so. Even the old people are in this queue, in this line. So you must also go at the end of this queue. So he didn't do so. Despite that, I had to be polite with him, and I bore with him. So I had to put up with him. And I I have to be nice to him because my human values ask me to be polite with even those people who are impolite to me, because I believe that I must put up with these people, because if I behave like these, I don't think so that there would be any difference between such people and me. And that's why I have to be polite with such kind of people. And in the like manner, I had to be polite with that person. Even I disliked his attitude. So that's the end of part 2. And now let us go to part 3, which is a discussion part. Is it necessary to be cooperative with your neighbors? Of course, it is very necessary to be cooperative with your neighbors, because, as the maxim goes, that you can change your enemies, but you can't change your neighbors. So I have to be cooperative with them. As the maxim goes, man is a social animal. So, living in a society, he needs the cooperation of his fellow beings. So, I have to cooperate with my neighbors because my needs are directly, indirectly linked with my neighbors. What problems a person can face regarding their neighbors? Sometimes a person's neighbors may be quarrelsome, they may be rude. In some cases, they may irritate you by playing loud music. In some cases, they may throw garbage in front of your house. So, even then, you have to be polite with them. So, these are some of the problems a person can face regarding his neighbors. How can neighbors help each other? I think neighbors can help each other with money, with the manual help. If some emergency occurs in your neighborhood, so or in your house, it's your neighbors who reach you first, or they reach you earlier than even your blood relatives who are living in the other cities or some other countries. What precautions do a person needs to take during long journeys? I think during the long journeys, a person may take all those necessary things which he needs during the journey. And I also, for example, he must carry the clothes according to the weather, and also he must see the weather predictions off and on, so that when he reaches his destination, so he may not find difficulty in adjusting with the weather conditions. What are the main problems a person may face during long trips? So, those problems may be their vehicle or their car may break down in the way. Secondly, they may not find proper lodging, they may not find the healthy foods. Sometimes they may also face difficulty, uh, especially in reaching their destination. And sometimes they may have some appointment at some place, and there may be some specific time for that, and they may not be able to reach that place in time. What can people learn during their travel to other countries? So people can learn about so many things when they travel to other countries. They know the language of those people, they know the culture of those people, how they live, how they behave, what are their eating habits, what is their lifestyle, and also who are the designs of their houses, and what superstitions they have about different things. So, what can people learn about themselves during these travels? Very interesting question. People also learn about themselves when they travel to remote areas or when they travel to other countries. They may know about their stamina, how well they can cope with the long journey, how well they can cope with the odd weather conditions, and they can also assess their knowledge that whether the the knowledge they already had related to that place, whether it was correct, whether it was accurate, and also how well, for example, and what new things they can learn about themselves during those travels. So that's the end of IELTS पार्ट 3. तो मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि जो मैंने आपके साथ ये शेयर किया है आपको समझ आया होगा. तो आपसे एज़ यूजुअल रिक्वेस्ट है कि मेरे चैनल को लाइक कीजिएगा और इस वीडियो को मेरे चैनल को लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा और इस मेरी वीडियो को शेयर कीजिएगा और बेल आइकन के बटन को प्रेस कीजिएगा. इससे ये होगा कि मेरी नई आने वाली वीडियो के बारे में आपको नोटिफिकेशन आ जाएगा. तो अपना बहुत सारा ख्याल रखिएगा. असल में मैं रोज़े से हूँ तो इसलिए मुझे बोलने में थोड़ी सी दिक्कत आ रही थी, तो इसके लिए माज़रत. तो अपना बहुत सारा ख्याल रखिएगा. अल्लाह हाफिज़.